Most Christians who read the Bible are familiar with the parable of the talents. It's in Matthew 25 from verse 14. And it reads like this: "Again, it will be like a man going on a journey who called his servants and entrusted his property to them. To one he gave 5 talents of money, to another 2 talents, and to another 1 talent, each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey." So he gave resources to each of his servants according to his ability. And I would assume that that would mean according to his ability to invest those resources in furthering his kingdom. And the way we generally interpret that is, well, as it says in the parable, talents of money. So those resources might be money, or they might be time, or opportunities, or abilities. That's generally how we would understand that and apply it to ourselves today. But I wonder whether or not we might also be able to apply that principle not just to positive resources that we can invest for the furthering of his kingdom, but also to all things that the Lord gives to us. Now, the man in this story going on the journey, he gives resources to his servants, a positive thing. But God also gives us hardship. God also gives us adversity. And I want to suggest that we should also consider how we might invest the adversity that God gives us in furthering his kingdom, because God sends us both good and hardship, and we need to invest for his service everything he gives us. An example of that is Paul in 2 Corinthians 12 and verse 7. He has just boasted about all that he's been able to do for the Lord. And he goes on to say, "To keep me from becoming conceited because of these surpassingly great revelations, there was given me a thorn in the flesh. There was given me from the Lord a thorn in the flesh, a messenger of Satan, to torment me. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me, but he said to me, 'My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness.' Therefore," says Paul, "I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties, for when I am weak, then I am strong." Now, his weakness is obviously physical weakness, physical hardship. In what way is he strong through that weakness? Well, I think it's in the ability that God gives him in that weakness, the opportunity God gives him in that weakness to bring glory to God, to demonstrate the greatness of God through his own weakness. I think we can learn from this by thinking of, and it's totally biblical to acknowledge that all things that come to us, both opportunities and resources, and weaknesses and trials and tribulations, are from the Lord for us to invest according to our ability. God may give minimal or less resources to one person, or less hardship to one person. He may give more resources to one person, more hardship to another person, according to their ability to use that for his glory. So next time you face difficulty, or even in the very, very difficult situations of life, God may give us, he might decide, well, Bob, I'm going to put you in a wheelchair for the rest of your life, and I want you to use that to further my kingdom. He may say to you, I'm going to give you a marriage to a difficult partner, and I want you to use that for my glory. I'm going to give you a child who dies in infancy, or a family member who has terrible diseases and sickness. God gives us all of these things according to our ability, but I would like to suggest that if we perceive the things that come from the Lord as being for that purpose, then it helps us to use those opportunities, whether they are resources or whether they are adversity. It helps us to see the value and the necessity of using them for the glory of God. They come to us and they may be very difficult for us, but God sends them to us for a reason, in order that he might be glorified in our weaknesses. Let's see our weaknesses and our hardships as opportunities to glorify God, because that's why he sends them to us.